Welcome to my channel if you're joining for the first time. My name is Chase and today I will be guiding you through some deep restorative stretches. This is great if you are on a recovery day from the gym, or maybe you are just feeling tight and sore in the hips, the back, maybe the shoulders. These are great stretches to do before bed, middle of the day, and honestly just to help reset your nervous system a little bit by connecting to your breath and to your body. So let's get right into it. All you need is a mat. You can even do this on a blanket on the floor or even in your bed. It's going to be mostly laying down, so this is great for beginners. And we will come to our backs to start, laying down. We can slowly just start to bring the knees in towards the chest to start here, rocking side to side, releasing in our low back here. And maybe taking some circles, bringing the knees together, moving one way, getting into different parts of the back, and switching directions. And slowly coming back to center. Knees can come down. We can start to drop them side to side. Releasing in the low back here. Hands can come out long. Or if you'd like an opening in the chest, we can bring them to our cactus arms. Opening up that chest wide. And beginning to focus on our breath here as we move through these poses. We can inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth, letting go of any tension you may be holding throughout the body. Maybe become aware of how you're feeling today, checking in with your energy, checking in with where you may be feeling it in the body, and just becoming aware of any sensations you may be feeling. And allowing the knees to drop all the way over to the left, coming into a gentle twist. A lot of these poses are very simple but quite effective. When you move slowly and with your breath, I love to do these after the gym, after a long day of maybe walking somewhere. Just a great way to get into all the little places in the body. And the longer you hold them, the more the body and the fascia can relax into these poses and start to melt away. If you'd like to deepen this twist, we can start to bring that knee that is on top across the body. Feeling it more in the spine, in the back here. And then slowly releasing, coming back up to center, maybe dropping the knees side to side, coming back to the middle of our mat. And then dropping all the way over to the right to start. Just focus on our breath, filling up the left side of our ribcage here on the inhale, and the fall on the exhale. Getting into all the little muscles in our ribs here by expanding our breath. if you'd like to deepen that twist, we can take that top knee across the body here. Maybe you'll feel that in the glute a little bit, in the side hip. We can even take our right hand and just pull on that knee ever so slightly, deepening that stretch and trying to keep that left arm down, keeping that shoulder on the mat and opening up through the shoulder here as well. Notice if you're holding anywhere in the face. See if you can relax through the forehead, the jaw, and the eyebrows here. And just wherever you are, slowly coming back up, bringing the feet back to the mat, dropping the knees side to side, bringing the knees in towards the chest, feeling the difference from when we started, rolling out that back. Maybe you'd like to open up the knees this time, bringing them away from each other, getting into the hip joints here. And then switching directions, just moving nice and slow, getting into each part of the hip joint here. Whenever you are ready, we can either roll up to the top or we can roll onto our side, however you need to get here, taking our time to come all the way up. We're going to start to make our way into our pigeon pose. This is a great way to release our hips after holding so much tension from everything we do in our day. So we're going to start with our left leg out in front of us, kind of creating like a 90-degree angle with that leg. And we're going to swing that right leg out behind us. It's okay if that foot starts to come in more onto like a 45 here, but making sure that left foot is in line with that right hip and we're sitting up nice and tall. If you need to grab a block or a little blanket to put underneath that hip, it is great to get into that if you're just starting. Another option, if this is too much for you today, we can come back onto our backs and come into our figure 4 pose here. Coming up, you're still getting the same stretch in that hip, just a little less intense, and gravity is on your side. So whatever you choose today is perfectly fine, as long as you are listening to where your body is at. And once we have found our pose, we can slowly start to lower down into this pose here a little more, maybe coming onto our forearms and just opening up through that left hip and glute here. And we can start to just focus on our breath, maybe closing down the eyes. We're going to be here for a few breaths, so taking our time here. When we hold these poses for longer, we are giving our body this time to sink more and more into these little muscles and the fascia around that hip. And if you find the longer you hold the pose, the more your mind starts to wander, I try to just keep bringing myself back to my breath, reminding me that all I have to focus on is my breath. And if it helps, you can focus on sending that breath into wherever you are feeling that stretch. And see if that helps to keep your mind from wandering to whatever you might be thinking about. We're going to be taking 3 more deep breaths here, in through the nose, out through the mouth. And on your last breath, we're going to slowly start to roll over onto that hip, bringing that right leg out. We're going to sweep that leg all the way across, coming into a twisted seat here, bringing that right foot across that left knee. If that is too much, we can just bring it out in front of us. But if you'd like, we can bring it all the way here, growing nice and tall. We can wrap that left arm around our knee here and reach that right hand behind us, coming into a seated twist here. Grounding down through the sit bones, spine is nice and tall, and we can slowly start to look over that shoulder. And once again, slowly releasing, coming out. We can start to make our way into the other side, bringing that right knee out in front of us, sending that left leg out long, or finding our figure 4 on the other side. Keeping that the right foot in line with the left hip here. We can slowly start to lower in, and maybe notice the difference between the left and the right hip. Is one holding a little more tension than the other? Just be curious how the body holds different tension. We can slowly start to drop the head, releasing in the neck. And wherever you are, finding 3 nice deep cleansing breaths here. Maybe sinking a little deeper on the exhale. And on your last breath, slowly coming up, rolling on to that right hip here. We're going to sweep that left leg all the way around, coming to cross over, or maybe just keeping it out in front. Begin to wrap that right arm around that hip, sending that left arm behind us, growing it nice and tall. And we can start to close down the eyes, coming into a gentle twist here. And slowly releasing, coming back to center, bringing both legs out in front, dropping them side to side here. Feeling the difference in your hips. From here, if you'd like to cross the legs, we can start to get into the shoulders, just pointing our fingers to the front of the mat and starting to roll open the chest here. You'll start to feel that stretch in the shoulders, in the chest. And on the inhale, feeling that chest expand, and on the exhale, letting it go. If you like to deepen it, we can start to bend gently through the elbows here, and you'll feel your shoulders start to pull away a little more. And then slowly walking our hands back up. One last stretch to finish off this little practice. Just getting into the neck here, allowing that neck to fall over to the right, maybe extending the left arm out, feeling that nice stretch all the way down your neck and into that arm, maybe just a little bit. Maybe you like to play around with rolling forward and back, seeing where your neck is holding the most tension here. We can slowly start to roll down. Gaze is coming towards the mat. Rolling those shoulders back and down here. And slowly making your way over to the other side. Right arm can come out. Maybe finding that movement in the neck. And slowly rolling back down. Feel like we can do a few seated cat-cows here, pulling away the shoulder blades, sitting back, and then coming up on the inhale. Gaze is coming up, and on the exhale, sitting back. And just moving through a few. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. I hope you enjoyed this nice little stretch. And thank yourself for taking the time to release some tension in the body, get into those little muscles, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day.